Here's something uncomfortable to sit with. Two people, same city, same economy. One earns $40,000 a year and is steadily building wealth. The other earns $120,000 and has absolutely nothing to show for it at the end of the year. Same rules, same game, completely different outcomes. So the question you should be asking yourself isn't, how do I earn more? The real question is, what is the person with less money doing that you aren't? And more importantly, what habit are you running right now that's silently draining everything you earn? Stay with me till the end of this video because I'm going to walk you through the exact mental framework that turns an average salary into genuine compounding wealth. Not grind harder advice, not vague cut your coffee tips, a fundamentally different way of seeing money, one that actually works. And the honest truth? Most people will hear this, nod along, and do absolutely nothing because they've already followed every rule they were taught. Work hard, stay employed, pay your bills, set a little aside. And somehow at the end of every month, the account looks exactly the same. Not because you're irresponsible, not because you're not trying, but because nobody ever taught you the one thing that actually matters. Wealth isn't built by how much you earn. It's built by how you behave with what you already have. Rule 1. You don't have a money problem. You have a structure problem. Let's start with the hardest truth in personal finance. Your income is not the issue. Your system is. Most people treat money like an open tap running into a sink with no plug. It comes in, it drains out. No structure, no intentional direction, just pure reaction. And when the account runs low, the answer they reach for is, I need to earn more. But that's not the fix. Because if you're spending $2,900 of every $3,000 you make, you're broke. And if you're spending $800 of every $10,000 you make, you're also broke. Just with a nicer phone and a better story. Picture two people. Person A earns $45,000 a year and consistently invests $500 every single month. Person B earns $95,000 and spends nearly all of it. Give it a decade. Person A has built a six-figure portfolio. Person B has car payments and credit card debt. Your income sets the ceiling. Your system decides how high you actually climb. Rule 2. Lifestyle inflation is the trap nobody warns you about. Here's where most people silently undo all their progress. You get a raise. Suddenly the apartment feels too small. The car feels outdated. The weekend dinners get more expensive. You feel like you're leveling up, but financially you're on a treadmill, moving faster, but still standing in the exact same place. Every time your income grows, you face a fork in the road. Do you upgrade your lifestyle or upgrade your assets? Those who stay stuck choose lifestyle. Those who build wealth choose assets every single time. Think of your income like a fruit tree. Most people pick every fruit the moment it appears and eat it immediately. Wealthy people plant the seeds from that fruit to grow more trees. A $500 raise redirected into monthly investments becomes a compounding engine within years. But spent on a car upgrade, it becomes depreciation the moment you drive it off the lot. The rule is brutally simple. If your expenses grow as fast as your income, your net worth never moves, not an inch. This one catches people completely off guard. If your money is sitting idle in a basic savings account, you are mathematically getting poorer, even if the number on your screen stays the same. Inflation, even at a modest 3% annually, silently erodes your purchasing power every single year. $10,000 today will not buy the same things 5 years from now. Keeping money idle isn't playing it safe. It's slow, invisible financial erosion. Think of it like water in a cracked container. You keep pouring in, but it's always leaking out. Saving without investing is exactly that. You feel responsible. The number looks stable. But the math is working against you every single day. Your money has to be put to work, or it quietly dies. Rule 4. Ownership always beats hard work. This is where the real gap between the middle class and the wealthy opens up. When you work a job, you're exchanging time for money, and time is finite. there's a ceiling. But when you own assets, the entire dynamic flips. Your money does the working. You don't have to be present for every dollar earned. Stocks, index funds, real estate, digital products, business equity. These are forms of ownership that generate income without consuming more of your hours. Think of a job like a paddle boat. The moment you stop paddling, you stop moving. Assets are a motorboat. Once it's running, it moves without you. Person A works 40 hours a week for 30 years. Person B spends those same years gradually building ownership. A decade later, one is still clocking in. The other has options. The path to financial freedom was never about clocking more hours. It was always about accumulating more ownership. Rule 5. The most expensive investing mistake is waiting. When do most people start investing? When they feel ready, when they earn more, when they finally figure it out, which for most people means never or far too late. Here's the comparison that should shake you. Person A starts putting $200 a month into index funds at age 25. Person B starts investing $500 a month at age 35. Person A wins by a wide margin, with significantly less total money invested. The reason is compound growth. Your returns generate their own returns. Those returns generate more returns. It's invisible and slow in year 1. It becomes staggering by year 20. The single most powerful financial decision you will ever make is starting before you feel ready. Small and early will always beat large and late. Always. Rule 6. Boring investing is the only investing that actually works. Let's kill the biggest lie the internet sells about money. Real investing is not exciting. There are no adrenaline rushes, no overnight wins, no dopamine hits. And that is precisely why it works. The problem is that most people don't want boring. They want the crypto moonshot, the hot stock tip, the viral trade. Basically, financial gambling dressed up in better branding. Here's the reality check. Wealth is built slowly, then suddenly, not the other way around. While it feels completely uneventful, the compounding is happening underneath the surface. Think of it like going to the gym. One session does nothing visible. 12 months of consistency, and you're an entirely different person. If your investment strategy feels boring, you're almost certainly doing it right. Here's the counterintuitive truth most people aren't ready to hear. Obsessively chasing wealth is often what keeps people broke. When people fixate on getting rich fast, they look for shortcuts, jump between strategies, chase every trend. Crypto one week, a new side hustle the next, a different investment app the month after. Always moving. Never building. Wealth isn't built by hitting home runs. It's built by consistently not striking out. You know that person. Always on to something new, always talking about money, always on the edge of a breakthrough, and somehow still broke 5 years later. That's not bad luck. That's inconsistency wearing the mask of ambition. Now compare that to someone quieter. They don't chase trends. They don't talk about it constantly. They save consistently, invest consistently, avoid impulsive financial decisions, and 10 years later, they're quietly ahead of nearly everyone they know. No dramatic wins, just 0 unnecessary losses, compounding silently in the background. Rule 8. Your emotions are your biggest financial liability. Most people don't lose money because they're uninformed. They lose it because they can't manage what they feel. Stressed? They spend, bored, they browse and buy. The market drops 15%, and headlines scream disaster. They panic sell. Then 3 months later, when it recovers, they buy back in at a higher price. You didn't lose because the market failed you. You lost because emotion made the call. Wealthy people don't eliminate emotion. They build systems so emotion becomes irrelevant. Automatic investments, preset spending limits, decisions made in advance, not in the moment. Even on their worst days, the system runs and good financial moves happen anyway. Stop trusting your feelings with money. Trust your system. Your feelings will change by tomorrow. Your system won't. Rule 9. Small money deserves serious respect. People don't go broke from one catastrophic decision. They go broke from small, daily financial disrespect. $25 on food you didn't need. $40 on an impulse purchase, $15 on a subscription you forgot about. Each one feels harmless. Together, they silently destroy thousands of dollars every year. Reframe how you see small money entirely. $300 invested monthly doesn't sound impressive. But in 20 years of consistent investing, that quiet habit becomes something that changes your financial life completely. Not because it was flashy, but because it never stopped. Think of money like bricks. One brick is useless. But stack one brick every single day, and eventually you've built something that lasts. Most people throw their bricks away and then wonder why nothing is standing. Stop asking, how much can I do right now? Start asking, what can I do every single month for the next 5 years? That shift alone puts you ahead of the majority of people who are still waiting for the perfect moment to start. If this shifted how you think about money even slightly, drop the word system in the comments. So I know you're not just watching, you're actually going to use this. And if this video brought you value, the most powerful thing you can do right now is like it. Share it with one person who needs to hear this and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.